What's up, everybody? Hope my mic is unmuted and the camera stays with us today because, well, it always sucks when some sort of technical issue takes place during the live streams, but what can you do? You know what I mean? Anyway, good to see you guys. Clint here tonight, kicking off an early weekend, I guess. I mean, tomorrow is Friday. That's technically the end of the week, right? Something like that. Anyway, good to see you guys. I hope you all are having a great week. And I figured I'd just hop on this live and just kick it with you guys for, I don't know, maybe an hour. We'll keep this one relatively short. No theme, no nothing. It's just been a while since I've just kind of communicated a little bit with the audience and just talked with you guys. So I figured let's hop in here. Let's just have a little bit of gun talk, a little bit of everything talk. Why not? Let's do it, right? First and foremost, thank you guys for being here. Appreciate all of y'all. As you know, we've recently hit over 100,000 subscribers. So that means you need to head on over to the Rumble channel where you can find me, Magdump Morgan, and check out my 100,000 subscriber, my 100K thank you video, because I've teamed up with my buddy Rostick from Rostick Arms, Daryl Rostick, a couple of other manufacturers and brands that you all should know of. If you don't, watch that video. That's including RTS Tactical, Otis Technologies, Nobleworks, who makes the American flag that you see behind me, EOTech, Burnproof Gear, Surefire, Driven Arms Co. Quite a few of my favorites as a big thank you. So check out the Rumble 100K thank you. All right. And also I am help me help you. All right. If you guys are looking for some new backpacks, new gear, new headwear from Eberly Stock, check them out. Use code MAGDUMP. Save you a little bit of money there because, yeah, who doesn't like saving some money, right? Especially when you're looking for some new backpacks. Me, man, I've got so many bags, but Eberly Stock just makes such good stuff. Their Bang Bang, their new range pack, and then I've got their Atlas that has literally been all over the world with me. I've been using it for my deployment bag, stuff like that, when I was in the Marines, and I still have it, and I use it, and I pretty much take it with me to all the different shows that I go to now. So check out Eberly Stock, code MAGDUMP, all right? With all that being said, same thing for EOTech, code MAGDUMP at their website. Alpha Mega Kydex holsters, code MAGDUMP. Wooks, by the way, like my Henry over here. The Wooks furniture sets, chassis for your bolt actions, MAGDUMP 10, code MAGDUMP10 there. And yeah, there's a couple more I'm forgetting about, but yeah, check them out. All right. And with all that, what do you guys say we hit up the first question or the first comment? And I guess you guys like the thumbnail because Decline of the West said, when does the new album drop? I don't consider myself much of a singer, unless it's, you know, in the shower and in the car by myself. There will be no album dropping from me, all right? Ghost, I see your comments, and this stream is still early, so I'm not going to put it up there. But in my younger years, I'd probably say the latter, and in my more recent years, the former. Make sense? Makes sense. All right. Tanner, good to see you, bro. Thanks for being a monthly member, man. Always appreciate you. And semi-auto platform, not just AR, and bolt action platform. Pick 3 calibers for both to only have forever. Availability doesn't matter. Can be the same for both platforms or up to 6 different calibers. Man, that's look, man, I'm looking for like quick, like, you know, like questions I don't really gotta think about like that. But since you're making me think about it, 6.5 Creedmoor, I think is up there. I mean, so is 308, because I would have a 308 in both a semi-auto and a bolt action. 6.5, there are some really cool 6.5 Creedmoor. Like if I get a 6.5 Creedmoor FAL, that sounds pretty cool, right? But I know for a fact I'll have a 308 FAL naturally, and my Remington 700 308. It's just an awesome round. I love it, but I do believe 6.5 Creedmoor is a superior round, but I mean, let's be real. How much of a problem is it for most of us if a 6.5 Creedmoor will wear out or shoot out the bore of your barrel faster than a 308? I mean, if we're being 100% honest here, I don't think enough, I don't think a majority of us shoot enough for that to be a legitimate concern. I think more of us are concerned about the cost per trigger pull versus how long is my barrel going to last. So there's that, right? Uh, Availability not being a concern. So 308's up there. 6.5 Creedmoor and a bolt action. 308 for both. 5.56 for a semi-auto. 300 blackout for both. And I'm sure there's some others, but I feel like that would get the job done pretty much across the board. And since I have maybe a caliber or two left to play with, 50 BMG for both. Because why not? M107 suppressed. Having shot the M107 suppressed versus the M82 unsuppressed, and even the M107 unsuppressed, personal experience is the M107 platform is more reliable when you shoot it suppressed because its entire purpose was to be shot suppressed. The M82, if you're going to be shooting it primarily unsuppressed, the 50 BMG cartridge, go M82. The M82 is actually softer shooting than the M107 suppressed, which is kind of crazy, but it's the break at the end of the day. So yeah, 50 BMG, there you go. Yeah, I think that pretty much covers it. Ground Fog, good to see you. Thank you for being here. We got John Moreno currently loading mags with inappropriate comments. Are these mags hard to load? If they are, you need to get yourself a little Maglula speed loader. That'd make things happy, all right, or easier, or whatever. Don't call me radio. LOL if you start singing. I'm not gonna start singing unless no. Don't call me radio. Well, I was thinking I could do 3 calibers, but I'd end up with the 22 long rifle, 223, 7.62, 308, 6.5 Creedmoor, 300, 12 gauge. Oh yeah, I did forget about 12 gauge. I feel like having a shotgun cartridge is smart in there. Yeah, for sure. What's my opinion from Eric Johnson? What's my opinion of the Stealth Arms Platypus? I don't have a lot of experience with the Platypus. I have been able to shoot it. I do think it's a really cool gun. I have seen some people like on mid-tier snobs, things like that, break theirs, but I haven't seen it going off in somebody's holster randomly. So in that regard, sweet, right? So there you have it. But yeah, I think the Stealth Arms Platypus is a really, really cool thing in general, especially for that price point. Jake, good to see you. Thanks for tuning in, my man. And I am just headed over to Rumble to make sure I'm caught up over there because I don't want to be leaving anybody behind, just to make sure, because sometimes I swear the Rumble chats don't come in on StreamYard or whatever, so there you go. Don't call me radio. I wish everybody had the user interface to design their firearms prior to ordering, like Stealth Arms and the Platypus does. It's really cool. You can build it out like a gun builder on their website, and you can pretty much build it out exactly how you want it, and then that's what's delivered to your FFL. Cool, right? But anyway, I wish everybody had the user interface to design their firearms prior to ordering. I've heard mixed reviews on its overall shooting, but I can't personally say. Like I said, I think it shot well. I liked it. So I hope you're all having a good day and about to have some fun. I hope you guys are about to have some fun as well. Like I said, just chilling, just hanging out. So ask away. Let's see here. We've got Nope, that's Gay Muhammad. Ask you anything. Yeah, I'm present. That doesn't mean I have to answer. What's up, Pat? The Monadnock Shootist. Oh. How you feeling, bud? Are you okay? Are you a little heartbroken? Maybe a little upset that FN has formally announced the I won't call it the discontinuation, but that's essentially what it is. But the fact that they're no longer producing the SCAR, the Special Operations Combat Assault Rifle, is no longer in production. And, I just recorded a meme review that will be probably dropped in a week or two. But there was a couple of good memes in there about the SCAR. And, if I can find them relatively quick, maybe I can share them, and present one of these memes just for you, buddy, old pal. Just for you. Here we go. Here we go. Let's just go ahead and present this real quick. It's time to go. Was I a good battle rifle? Death responds, no. Scar, you were mid. And you were mid, FN Scar. Never have I ever been so offended, maybe perhaps by HK, by a manufacturer that would develop a sub-class of firearm, charge you at least $3,500 for it. You'd have to spend another $1,000 on it to make it somewhat ergonomic, to give you rail space that equates to perhaps a Mark 18. It comes with a tactical UGG boot and, worst of all, an A2 pistol grip. Further worse of all, voiding the warranty. Ironically, voiding the warranty if you suppress it, even though the platform has an adjustable gas block. Insert autism announcement. My wife and I have been cracking up at that. Autism announcement. You know, I feel like FN took way too much Tylenol when they started to design the Scar. I get that they wanted a lightweight 308 rifle, and even 5.56 in the Scar L, Scar 16. I get that they wanted a lightweight 308 rifle. And I won't even shit on the fact that it apparently was known for destroying optics. But I ran quality optics, so I never actually experienced that personally. Sorry, I don't mean to roast everybody on this rant, but I'm just going to throw it out there. The Scar was overrated. I did enjoy shooting it the few times that I did shoot it, and also voided the warranty by shooting it suppressed, both the Scar 16 and Scar 17. I was disappointed in literally having to spend $1,000 to actually make it an ergonomic firearm by a cheap part replacing the pistol grip on an already very expensive gun, just like the Barrett 50 cal coming with an A2 pistol grip. On top of that, every time I forget their name, KSG, KS Development, KDG, KG Development, something, whatever. Whatever. Putting on one of those rails, because the rail system that comes on the Scar, I mean, look at it. Look at how much barrel there is exposed. That could potentially be rail length for a comfortable grip, at least. And yes, accessories, gizmos, and gadgets and whatnot. You were mid. If I hurt your feelings about the Scar, I'm not sorry. God bless. How is everyone from JC? Good to see you. Howdy, y'all. Pat, safely strapped. Good to see you. Thank you. Good evening, everyone from Dilligaf. What's good? Clinters. Good to see you, Mark. Appreciate it, man. Echo is saying he got his first AR. Congratulations. Tell us what you got. Tell us what you got. Let's see it. Congratulations, Echo. Greg, what up, man? Yep, everybody wants to know. Echo, what was your first AR? All right. By the way, I will say this about the Scar. If you have one right now, good for you. If you don't have a Scar, get one. I probably won't. I probably won't actually put my money where my mouth is, kind of thing. But for those of you that it's within your budget, it makes sense. There's one available at your local shop or something like that. You should probably get it, because FN is still going to continue to support the Scar. I'm sure the aftermarket support is going to maintain there because there's already so many out there. Long term, I feel like this is an investment, truly. Just throwing it out there. So we'll see. Now, here's the exciting part about the Scar going away, dying, essentially. Are we getting the LICC, the lick? Do you know what that is? You don't know what that is? Look up the FNLICC. All right, I did a video on that actually when I was with Classic a while ago, talking about that weapon system because I saw it at SHOT Show like 2 years ago, and it's like, why aren't they producing this? Maybe, maybe they are. Now the Scar 15P, which is the pistol stupid thing, um, you know, we'll see. They're still using this. They are still making the Scar 15P, so that's exciting. But yeah, we still want to know what you got, Echo. Do you have one of those FRT super safeties yet? Is it as legit as Brandon Herrera said it is? Tony is asking. So that I don't have a super safety. I have experience with the original FRT, which is two position. It is safe and FRT. And I got to tell you, it's awesome. It's really cool. The super safeties, the one from like Delta Team, whatever FRTs that are out there that are, like multiple position, like semi and FRT or forced reset or whatever they want to call them. Those are super cool. I like that. So they're pretty sweet. Just throwing it out there. LMT or Noveski? Oh man, Justin, dude, ouch. Okay, so I've got a Noveski and I've got an LMT. One of each. Man. Yeah, my Noveski is sitting over there out of frame naturally. And my LMT is barely in frame. My LMT is this one with the burn-proof gear wrap just on the other side of my H&R. And then my Noveski is over there. Well, that's a tough one. I like the different offerings that LMT has in comparison to Noveski. Like, big bore. Well, I can't say big bore. That's not. Battle rifle type stuff, right? Like the LMT 308s, super cool. I don't think Noveski offers like a 308. Yeah, I could be wrong. Could be wrong. LMT Noveski. Which one? Personally, I really like LMT's offerings, but I think Noveski has perhaps better quality control. And it is really a difficult. I prefer LMT's ambi like their Mars lowers. I prefer the ergonomics, but Noveski just makes such a good gun. Guys, it really is so hard. It's going to come down to personal preference. Justin, I can't even be like me. Get both. You'll be happy. Have one like get like the Noveski like ghetto blaster for like home defense or something, or one of their really short guys 300 blackout, and then get like the LMT like 308 for everything else. I mean, there you go. That was not really an answer, but that is a difficult question. It really does come down to personal preference. Get your hands on both of them. Check reviews all over the place. Like I said, I've seen on different groups and everything, LMT having possible quality control issues. I personally have never experienced that through the different LMT guns that I've had out there. I will say that like the upper and lower receiver fitment together on the LMT build is good, but if I were to take my LMT upper and put it on like my Daniel Defense lower, there can be some play. Sometimes it can be tightness, little things like that, right? Depending on which lower receiver you go with or whatever. So yeah, Noveski, I've never really paid attention or had that problem. Wasn't something that presented itself. So, kind of nitpicky things. But yeah, Noveski, I think, is just, yeah. But the offerings from LMT. Brendan, testing the Ask Me Anything limits. Oh boy, what kind of, I really got to read. How long has that been on there, up on the screen? Like, what kind of question? Let it crust. That just reminds me of, I mean, if you have kids, you know exactly where my mind's going. You're like, oh my God, how could you make such a mess for such a little body? Like, how do you produce so much crap? And how long was of a car ride was this? Like, it's, it's now just become part of your legs and down to your calves. Like, I just don't understand, you know? So don't let it crust. This is, what is my life? Nice to see you again. How was your day? Brandy, thanks for asking. Day was good. Quite a bit of work out in the yard, taking care of the horses. Actually, a question for the audience. I'm in the market for a tractor. Yep, I have made it to that point in my life. I realize that the snow will be here before I know it, and mucking out stalls for horses into a wheelbarrow and then wheeling said wheelbarrow, um, I don't know, 50 yards or so in the snow to dump it doesn't sound like fun to me. I'm also tired of paying for a lawn service to cut my grass, and we're sitting on a couple of acres of property, and I don't want to pay for another service to plow my driveway when it snows. I'd rather just get a tractor, handle all of that myself, and I would think save some money. I'm in the market for like a Kubota. You know, my dad had a Kubota when I was like, you know, in high school, middle school, high school, and you know that thing was awesome. You know, digging around on it and stuff like that. So that was a lot of fun. Um, yeah, day was busy, but there you go. Thanks for the ask. Xenophage. Good morrow, peeps. Good morrow. Nick, going to sleep. Got work at 3 a.m., but had to stop in and say, what's up, man? Working on like 2 weeks in a row with 4 to 5 hours of sleep. Thanks to our little girl. Again, congratulations. For those of you that missed last time, Nick was on the live stream viewing while his baby girl was born and being born. So that was entertaining, and I hope you get some rest. And again, congratulations. Got any discount codes at Peterbilt? No, Tanner. No, I don't. Um, I'd ask SCAR or FAL, but we all know what the answer is because we all know what the superior platform is. The Fusil Automatique Léger. All right? FAL. Okay? You know why my FAL isn't in like behind me right now? Because I was shooting it again at the range and I have yet to actually take it out of the case, you know? So she's right over there. But yeah, I really do enjoy the FAL. It's a lot of fun. Alex, I know this is super specialized, but advice for wheelchair user carrier. Check out Battle Buddy 3 Gun. All right. They might be able to answer some questions pertaining to that. For me, I'm thinking advice for a wheelchair user carry. I'm not too up to speed on that style of carry, having always been kind of anti off body carry, but in this case, feels almost like one of those Ebly stock has them AWS gear, like one of those like tactical fanny packs that you could almost like wear across your chest, something like that. Something that, again, it's right there in front of you. You know where it is at all times. Your hands are still free to do whatever you need to do. And then a quick, and you're ready to go. I feel like something like that might be a good solution. I don't know. Help our buddy out, Alex, here, and let's see what you guys think. Pinecone 89. What's my favorite 1911? The one, again, everything I'm talking about tonight is not in frame. My 1911 sitting over there on the stand, or on the other table, is my dad's Series 70 government model 45 ACP Colt 1911. That was the first pistol I shot growing up. And that will always be my favorite 1911. My Colt railgun, love that gun. That one's a lot of fun to shoot as well. Also chambered in 45. But you know, those truly classic designs in the 1911 are what that's what just that's what I love. Let's see here, Brandon Beck. When are you going to come to Tennessee to visit Jay Johnson? I'm so confused. Brandon Beck. Do I know you? Who are you? Anyway, when I was in the Marines, it's very weird to say that because that was only 2 months ago. Jay Johnston, he said he joined in 2012. I joined in 2011. We were both at the same unit. Um, Man, he became Warrant Officer Johnston, and yeah, man, I actually would like to come and visit. Just throwing it out there. I would go 6 Creedmoor over 6.5 Creedmoor. Okay, Tanner, you probably shoot. Well, I don't think I've even shot 6 Creedmoor, so I haven't even shot 6 Creedmoor. So I'm gonna go with what I know. All right, 6.5. Trigger Thrill. Yes, I'm finally here. Hope all has been well. Same to everyone in chat. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Pinoy EDC. Hey, Clint, is the Glock 19X still worth the its price? Well, whatever the its price is, I would say go for it. I think the 19X is honestly a fantastic pistol, but I still think I can uh, would take the 45X. Oh, why would I take the 45 over the 19X? I said 45X. The 45 over the 19X. I'd have to get them oh, I know why. Because the 45 is more in true Glock perfection, you know, design. The reason I wouldn't take the 19X over the 45 is because I know that I'm probably going to do some work to it. And the 19X I'd probably just keep as is, right? Like it's just the cool factor there. The 45 though is going to be the one that I'm going to want to chop up, do some slide cuts, get the optics cut, that type of stuff. Yeah, I know you're probably thinking, oh, what about MOS 45? Yeah, that's cool, but I hate the MOS system. I just think it sucks. That's all there is to it. So I would do a direct thread option for whatever type of optic I was going for, and that's that. So there you go. Cool. Hey Clint, is the Glock? Oh, you asked the question twice. I'm trying to get to everybody. All right, I'm going. If the Mark 18 was a person, what position would you? Again, I really have to. I got to get a moderator to actually You're killing me, man. I'm not even. I'm. I'm out. Maybe it's this time. Maybe we just let this one go for the night. 5.56 70 grain open tip match or 223 spear gold dot soft points. 5.56 70 grain 77 grain open tip match for me Brendan, and that's again because I have personally taken 77 grain open tip out to 650 yards consistently, like pow pow pow, ting ting ting, on a 16-inch target with my Daniel Mark 12. That's this guy right here. So I trust that round. I know it. And that's what I would go with. Not saying that the 223 Spear Gold Dot is a bad round. I just haven't done that with it before, so I don't have that experience with it. But I know for a fact that that 77 grain open tip match is proven in multiple fronts. So there we go. Best reasonably priced suppressor. Oh, I'll be honest with you guys. I don't even know what the pricing on some of these suppressors are anymore. It's the ones that seem like that they should be cheap. I'm like, oh, they're not that bad. And then you look and you're like, oh my gosh, why are you $1,500? You know, that's always kind of thrown me off. But check out Disavowed Group. I like uh Inert Haze. Check out Inert Haze. I really like their suppressors too. At least for like pistol suppressors, I don't have a 5.56 Inert Haze, I don't believe. I say I don't believe because I still have a lot of tax stamps that I have to fill out for Monadnock. And so I got a bunch of suppressors over there, including my Zook suppressor that I've got to get. So, yeah, expect that one coming soon for Zastava. That'd be good. Handsome G. Dang. Finally caught alive in real life. You got it in real life. How about that? Good to see you, Handsome G. Jessica Simp 44. Good to see you again, man. As much as I love the M16A2, I just got intrigued and fascinated by the HK416. That's fair. The favorite AR of many special forces around the world, the absolute king of piston ARs. The 416 is fantastic. That's definitely on the wish list for sure. JC, I'm looking for an 88 millimeter shell for an intake for my motorcycle. Any help? I feel like that shouldn't be too hard to find, honestly. eBay, you know? Yeah, I don't have any leads on that. On an 80. Somebody help out JC in the chat, you know. Manada, how dare. General Grant, even Clint didn't know we were streaming tonight. Yeah. I posted this one a little bit later. It was about 4 or 5 o'clock when I finally said, yeah, I'll go live tonight. So there you go. Boycott. Ooh. CZ Colt. Yeah, I kind of forgot about all that. I got to look more into that situation about them destroying guns, stuff like that. It's kind of like the Benchmade debacle, right? Do you guys remember that from like a few years ago? Benchmade got into a lot of trouble with the 2A community because they were like using their tooling to destroy, I don't know, like police ordered firearms to be destroyed or something. I don't know. But yeah, some of these things I'm just like, all right, is this being blown out of proportion? Because time and time again we've looked and it's just like, I mean, we get our, let's be real. I think for valid reasons, the firearms community gets their panties in a wad over really like meh kind of things. But at the same time, we have to be that way because if we don't get up in arms about any slight infringement, like something like this, or even if it's not technically an infringement, it's just that you're going along with the ordering the destruction of firearms by who, right? Like why? Especially when I feel like a lot of these things could just be turned around and sold at auction to actually help pay for, I don't know, a lot of these law enforcement officers that are underpaid. You know, it's like, why destroy these things? And they do that with vehicles. I'm sure there's some vehicles that get destroyed, especially if it was like totaled in a chase or something. But if it's something impounded, I saw it with Charlotte Market. I was walking to a gun show years ago with my dad when I was a kid. And CMPD had a Lamborghini that was dressed up in CMPD decals and everything else. And then on the bottom of it, it says this vehicle was seized from a local drug dealer. And it's like, oh man, yeah, that's cool, right? And okay, I've seen some of the guns that have been confiscated and some of the guns that our law enforcement officers are throwing in the trunk of their car as their duty weapon. And it's like, you should probably actually kit up with the one that you confiscated, you know, or at least auction it to the public. So if CZ Colt is doing this stuff, you know, again, I need to research more about it and figure that out, but it's not good. Captain Caveman, thank you for your service. This is Caveman from South Texas, 2 weeks down, about 6 to go on receiving my GOA CM. That's awesome. He's talking about, bam, that guy right there, the Signature Series, which will be available for the rest of the year. All right. Come December 31st, that's when we're cutting off the sales. Okay. So there you have it. Still available, will be for the rest of the year. So get yourself an early Christmas present like Captain Caveman did. Okay. Thank you, man. Appreciate the support. Chevy Jim, are you going to do more Buster builds eventually? Yeah. Just understand I probably won't be doing them on YouTube because YouTube doesn't like people exercising their Second Amendment right. So it'd be something that I do strictly probably on Rumble. All right. So if you're not following on Rumble, Rumble, follow. Magdot Morgan. General Grant says bang your bangers. Let's see here. So my scar is going to be worth a shit ton real soon. Perhaps. Perhaps. You know, like I always sat on it. It's like, dude, I should get a scar. You know, and not do anything to it. Just, I will say, like a 12.5 inch scar 17. That'd be pretty sick, you know. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. Truly brutal. These are rough times. Never got a notification for this. Brian, I know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So, oh well. Let's see here. Gay Mohammed, absolutely boycott Cult Canada. I hope Newsom doesn't get elected. He is slick. Yeah. You know, part of me is just like, dude, if these people get elected, whatever. You know, I mean, it would suck, sure. But even now, I mean, it's still all just an illusion. I swear. Like, I believe you should still go out there, exercise your right to vote, play the game. Okay. But even now, like, do I believe Trump is better than Kamala? Absolutely, 100%. And am I going to be on the bandwagon of, okay, so some young Republicans group text got leaked? Don't care. Where's the Epstein list? Yeah, I'm on that bandwagon. You know, no more foreign wars. Yep, I'm on that one too. Reduce, if not eliminate, our taxes. Yep. You know, it'd be a really cool stimulus check. No check, no taxes. That would be one hell of a stimulus, right? Like, how about that? Then you got this guy in New York who's saying that a 2% increase in taxes leading up to a 52%. He said 52% of your take home pay should go to the government to help provide these things that you enjoy, these clean streets and everything else. If you're in New York at this point, you know, I used to be, even as recent as like last year, like don't leave. Stay there and fight. At this point, get to the strong grounds. Like come up here and vote freedom in New Hampshire. Let's try to save this state in New England, right? Do that. Come here. We want you. I want you. You know, at this point, like these other places, screw it. They're lost. They're lost, man. Get out of there. And I know for a lot of people, you can't. You simply just can't. You can't just up and leave. This is where you have your family. You have your kids. You've got your entire life. You've got your work. You got your job. You can't just up and move. And I totally get it. Figure it out, though. Get the hell out of there. You know? I don't know. Maybe that's a really bad way of looking at it. But at this point, it's like, I, why stay? Why stay, dude? Some of these places are just getting worse and worse. Monadnock Shootus is going to be defending the scar until the day he dies. You know, I thought of a dark joke there. I won't say it though. It was going to be something about like, you know, you're going to be defending the scar until the day you die. And you're probably going to die because your scar killed your optic. You can no longer get a good sight picture because your optic died on your scar, leading to your death. But I'm not going to make that joke. All right. Anyway, Brady, I got the 20S. I'm going to suppress mine soon. Do it. Absolutely do it. Very mid, Brian says. Should buy 10 scars quick. Make some money on them. Tanner, if you can do it, man. More power to you. Send one to my channel so I can do a battle of the Battle of the battle rifles. Damian Christian A2, laughy face. Chinese supremacy. I get the A2. Nobody can agree on a grip. Just throw something on there for someone to replace it and throw it into the garbage. I get it. You know, I'm the same way about like the A2 bird cage and things like that. Like, whatever, I'm going to be unthreading it anyway and throwing on my own muzzle device or direct thread suppressor. So who cares? But a Magpul MOE K2, you know, just a standard Magpul. I mean, there's an A2 grip for you, but that's on a Palmetto State Armory. That makes sense. But like BCM, even, I mean, these aren't expensive grips, especially the Magpul grips that are out there. Like, dude, they're so cheap. Like, just show that you're at least trying, you know? And just eat the cost by a couple of cents. Come on, we know you're getting the stuff at bulk. I get it. But I also disagree with it. Is the non-reciprocating charging handle the only thing they changed in how many years? You mean the one thing that they should have done from the very beginning? Did they actually update the rifles to do said thing that it should have done from the very beginning, which is have a non-reciprocating charging handle? You're absolutely right. That's the only thing they've done. And a couple of little exclusive paint jobs. Dude, I love just giving shit to the FN Scar. I don't know why. Oh, I missed a couple of super chats. My bad, guys. Thank you for the super chats, everybody. Appreciate that. That greatly helps out the channel, of course. And I have my nods on loan from Monadnock Firearms, my nod, my PVS 14. All right. So I still need a nods fund, but I've also got now a tractor fund. And the horse fund, which, you know, oh, and the gun room fund, because this isn't a room. Oh, I mean, it is a room. It's just a basement, you know. But what you see on camera looks cool and everything. But as you guys have seen before, when my camera dies, insulation above me, 2x4s right down there, you know, it's all an illusion, all right? Just like voting. But you should still do it, because at the end, it makes you feel good, especially if your guy wins. 762 Gamer. Funny. Thank you for the super chat, 762 Gamer. Any thoughts on the Zastava Vuk? I will be shooting that with both. I've got my InPap under folder that I bought years ago. I'm going to be throwing it on that. And I've got, again, off camera, everything I'm talking about tonight. My M72 RPK that I will be throwing it on, which is going to be awesome because that's already got what, like a 21.5 inch, 22 inch barrel throwing on that suppressor, 760x39. It's going to be sweet. All right. It's going to be a musket, but it's going to be awesome. I think it's going to be great. I will let you know in a video coming very, very soon. Tanner, are you doing any hunting this fall, winter? I'm sure I won't say I'm sure I will. I haven't always been like really that big into hunting, but that's going to change. I've also been saying it's going to change for like a year or two now, but I'm planning on actually getting out there, getting something. I really want to get something with my Remington 700 with the Wooks chassis on it, and smoke a lot of venison and, well, have a lot of meat in the freezer, you know? That's the plan. That's the plan. Hey, Clint, what is your favorite and least favorite scotch? Okay, all right, so my favorite and least favorite. Least favorite are like those bottom shelf blended scotches. However, honestly, famous grouse or the black grouse, cheap blended scotch, not bad for the price. You get like the gallon jug or whatever it is. Honestly, not bad. Haven't had it in a while. Not my go-to. My favorite, it's always been Lafroig. It's a little bit lighter of a sip comparatively to all the Isla scotches. which for those of you that don't drink or you don't care for Scotch, then this might be just a completely different language for you. But in the island of Islay, Scotland, they are notorious, and that's Ardbeg, Lefroy, Lagavulin, and Coela. And there might be one or two other distilleries that I'm forgetting that are on the island of Islay. The further northernmost one is Coela. I love that one. That one's great. And then if I remember correctly, I might be getting this wrong. It's Ardbeg, Lagavulin, Lefroy. All within Coila is not walking distance, but Ardbeg, Lefroy, and Lagavulin are all walking distance within one another. Ask me how I know. Been there, done that. Awesome time. 10 out of 10 would recommend. And Lefroy, I don't know, something about Lefroy with just a little drop, a drama Lefroy and a drop of water, and it's just like, mm, it's a campfire by the sea in a glass. And if you can appreciate that, we can be friends. So, least favorite. Actually, I do have a least favorite. Um, I'm not going to say that it's bad. It's just it's not my favorite. Auchentoshan. I think that's how you pronounce it. Auchentoshan. It's Scotch whiskey, but not really Scotch because it's not peaty or smoked. It's just whiskey made in Scotland. And I just didn't care for the flavor. Auchentoshan. I was there in person also. Cool place. I was like, not really all that thrilled with Auchentoshan. But Lefroy's probably my favorite. The Lagavulin, Talisker. Talisker is so good too. Oban, fantastic. I just pull out my Ron Burgundy, just love Scotch, man. I tell you. So appreciate you asking. Appreciate the super chat. Lefroy is definitely up there, all right? Should definitely be on Rumble. Rumble should be live. Yeah, we're live on Rumble. We are live on Rumble, Chevy, all right? Let's see here. Let me go back to making sure that I am not missing any chats. Okay, here we go. Don't call me radio. Tanner, with the PSA having a mid clone of the mid battle rifle, would it be worth it? Really? That's a question for Tanner. I think what PSA is doing is actually pretty impressive. We'll see. One of my favorite shows to watch is Sniper because especially it shows the beautiful ballistic effects of each sniper bullet impacting the target. Interesting. And especially the Barrett with its fist of death. That's pretty cool. Monadnock Shootist. Ouch. Tanner, more of the collector piece for certain people, more so radio that checks out. Kinetic Development Group, KDG. I'm like KSG something, Kinetic Development Group. That's what I always mean to say. Shooting at suppressed voids the warranty. Yeah, Damian Christian, hello, welcome to the party. Yes, that has been something going on for a long time. And over at Classic, when we did the giveaways with the scars, a lot of people didn't care. They're like, whatever, I was going to suppress it anyway, because we'd be shooting it suppressed and usually would give away the suppressor with the gun also. So whatever, you're still getting a free scar. But the entire idea that it voids the warranty is just kind of laughable because first of all, I've only had to, I don't think I've ever really actually like used a warranty on a gun. I've had to call and say, hey, I'm having a problem. And this was before Classic, before YouTube and stuff like that. And it's usually like, oh yeah, we just want to make sure that you're getting it. And this was with Rock Island, their little 380. I was having issues with it cycling because I, bought it for a girl at that point in time. And it just wasn't cycling and they didn't ask any questions. They're like, oh yeah, just send it back to us. Oh, okay, cool. And we got it back in a couple weeks and it shot fine, So warranties is I kind of laugh at. It's like, if you make a quality product, they're going to honor it. They're going to take care of it. Like, don't be a shitty company. And I never had to use an FN warranty on a scar or anything, but I'd probably like laugh if they said, "Well, did you shoot it suppressed?" Like, I thought this was America. Like, yeah, like, what, are you not going to take care of your product on a gun that has an adjustable gas block and I shot it suppressed? That's a joke. And I love FN. Don't get me wrong. I love FN. I love the fact that you can essentially get the exact weapon system that the United States military is being issued in a military collector series. That is really cool. I love the 510 and the 545, the FNX that used to be right behind me until oh, pistol case. Yep. And so I love the FNX. I love that platform. I had the FNP, the first one, and then I upgraded, if you will, to the FNX, and dude, FN makes some great guns. I just laugh at the Scar. I mean, think about it. My favorite battle rifle is an original FN design, the FAL. So FN is a home run of a manufacturer in my mind, except for the Scar. You know, I still want one, mainly just to point and laugh, but I still want one. Oh man, not for me just to make money. Ugg boot. Yeah. Zeke Warner, good to see you. Appreciate it. What's the best budget 45 ACP 1911? This is where I wouldn't go budget. I'll be honest with you. I think a lot of companies have gotten better. Even like running Centuries. That one. Oh, there's my Series 70 right there. I thought I had it on the case over there. But there's my Series 7, so my FNX is in that case. All right, anyway, so this is Centuries 1911, or at least they're imported 1911. Whatever, it's made in Turkey, and it shoots really well. I've put quite a few rounds through it. I'm actually pretty impressed. And then the Series 70 Colt 1911 that I was talking about before, I did put it back up on the wall. It's right there. So that was my dad's 45 that he left to me after he died, and I love that gun. That gun is, yeah, awesome. So the reason I would say, I think probably just within my experience, those cheaper 1911s, those are the ones that would be notoriously jamming. And then you had Kimber, who was very expensive jamming. And then I think their quality control finally got back on track because it was like really, really good. Like Kimber was like, oh yeah, really sought after, really good. And then it was like quality control. And then Kimber sucked. And then it was like, okay, they knew they sucked. So they went back and fixed everything. And now it's like, oh, cool. Kimber's cool again. And now it's just like you kind of screwed it for yourself. But the best budget 45 ACP, the reason I feel kind of like I guess I got a bad taste in my mouth from cheap 1911s was because they weren't reliable. And I want reliable guns. So that's why I was usually standoffish about them. However, I will say that I feel like maybe I'm being a little harsh, especially on this Centurion 11. That's what it's called. Um, Centurion 11. How to in 1911. Anyway, so Centurion 11 from Century Importer. I I found it to be pretty pretty awesome when I shot it. I was like, okay, cool. And I haven't lubricated it, haven't cleaned it, and I'm just running it. I've got a few hundred rounds to it now, and I'm like, all right, 45 ACP 1911, cheap, that isn't jamming, and I haven't been cleaning or lubricating it out of the box. Okay, all right. So I would take a look at that. I get a lot of people, are like, oh, don't buy from Turkey, whatever. And it's like, whatever, man, but you still probably have a hollow sun, so whatever. Uh, there you go. Scott79. How are you liking New Hampshire, Clint? I I love it. All right, being a North Carolina boy my entire life, Southern dude, my dad growing up making fun of Yankees, things like that. All his friends that came from up north, oh, grumble, grumble, Yankee, whatever. And I come here though, and it's like, man, it's beautiful. It's people just seem to actually like want to coming from Charlotte, North Carolina, right? Just driving down the different highways, the cleanliness, the people just care for nature more here. Not saying that there's those that don't care, but like just here, like things are just clean. Like, and then they have this rails to trails program. So the old like railroad tracks, they took out and now they're like snowmobile, hiking, mountain biking trails, stuff like that. They'll open them, when the snow comes down for snowmobiles, but it's open year round for mountain biking, hiking, and stuff. It's like that's so cool to me, and it's just all over, like everywhere in my area, and I'm just like, this is freaking awesome, man. I simply love it up here. I would have thought too that the novelty of all the snow would have worn off because growing up, like I remember one or two winter storms and they would like cancel snow or cancel school. And here they have the infrastructure for it. And we actually get like legit snow, not just this gray, nasty slush crap that just sucks. And it's beautiful and I love it. So I don't see myself going anywhere anytime soon. But also, there's no but also. I was gonna say, but also I need a tractor because I'm gonna be mucking out stalls and doing that every day, as pretty much have been. Doing that in the snow with a wheelbarrow, again, pushing said wheelbarrow about 50 yards or so to the dumping grounds. It doesn't sound like fun when I could just shovel it into the bucket, the front loader of a tractor, and then just get into the tractor and just, especially if I get one with a heated cab. But let's be real, YouTube ain't paying out that much, so that's not going to happen. I'm going to be out there in my Audi gear or my Outback Trading Co. jackets and everything else, and beanies and masks, snow coming down, and I'm going to be in my little tractor just dumping shit, and so I should just make a video, just a day in the life. Wake up first thing in the morning. If the kids are still asleep, make the coffee, take care of the horses, muck the stalls, throw everything into the tractor, get all that done, come inside, help take care of the kids, pack everything up to go to the range, shoot some video. Probably there's at some point I need to hop on a meeting for GOA because that just seems like all the time. Teams. Ugh. But anyway, yeah, so loving it. Get one, we can do matching builds. Oh, for a Scar. Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you get the Scar, I'll get the signature Mark 18. Oh, is that how that's going to work? What's your thoughts on the P15 and 300 blackout? That's cool. That's cool. The whatever reason, it's what, a 7.5-inch barrel in 5.56. Don't do that. But in 300 blackout, that's cool. That I am a fan of 100%. Chevy Jim, not on Rumble tonight. I am on Rumble. The Rumble stream is up. It is going. It is live, and we are happy. Do you know, the Muffin Man, the Scar L in full auto sounds a lot like an AK because 600 rounds per minute. I can't say that I did know that, but cool. I will say the Scar L in suppressed, I think, is a great suppressor host. I really enjoyed it. I saw somebody recently talk about what a crappy platform the Scar is to be suppressed. And I'm like, the Scar 17, I don't really enjoy shooting it suppressed. I'll be honest. Maybe it depends on the silencer, but it seemed just kind of like, it almost seems like it accentuated the abusiveness of the gun. But in 5.56, that was just fun. I don't know. That was just a lot of fun. Maybe you should consider doing some Rumble only streams where you can pick up guns on stream. Yeah, I will. I'll do some Buster builds and stuff like that. It's just like, guys, it's hard finding the time. I am wanting to push out more content. I think I did a good job like last week or 2 weeks ago. And then it's just like, man, trying to stay on top of like the shorts, on top of the streams, on top of the other videos. And it's just my wife and I, and we're trying to put together different shoots and I still have the full-time job with GOA, and you know it's and don't forget the entire like homesteading and everything else. You know, I mean it's I'm tired. I'm tired, man. Monadnock Shootist. They keep saying the legacy scar is no longer being manufactured. However, that's awful suspicious language. I bet Gen 2 or something similar will show up at SHOT Show this year. I'm telling you, I bet they're bringing a civilian compliant LICC to the market. All right. I said here, I'm just gonna just just hold on. Just FNLICC. Okay. Lightweight intermediate caliber cartridge. You know, I have a feeling that they might be bringing this out. That's I think it's going to be in the traditional chamberings, because right now again it's in that 264 chambering, a 6.5 by 43 cartridge. I think that this is what's going to be replacing the SCAR button 5.56 and 7.62. Because right now, according to FN, the LICC IWS individual weapon system is only available for military sales. I would say I am willing to put money on it. The only thing that's kind of like crazy to think about though is the operating system on this gun is long stroke. It's not a short stroke piston driven system like that of the HK 416 and so many others, LMT, whatnot. But it's long stroke that we all know resembles that of an AK-47, M1 Grand, things like that. So it's very interesting if you ask me. I think the next generation SCAR for the civilian market is going to be this LICC. I could be wrong, but I feel like if they're going to be introducing a whole other platform outside of this and the SCAR, that's going to be a lot of money, of tooling, and everything else. I think we're going to be seeing the LICC personally. Clint, check out the Roto 12 shotgun and give us your thoughts about it. Don't mind if I do. Roto 12 shotgun. No FFL required. This thing, autism announcement. This thing looks compact, 8-round, 12 gauge, cylinder fed shotgun that no FFL required. That accepts a standard AR-15 style grip. So what kind of grip does it come with? An A2, naturally. AR-15 style stock with buffer tube with an overall length of just 8 inches. What is this? It's like a revolver shotgun. I guess because it's like a pistol. There's nowhere really to put your support hand. Interesting. All right. But they make a chainsaw shotgun that's like a longer version that still says no FFL required. Guys, check out the Roto 12. I got to try it. I just scored an old M&P 40C with night sights and a CT grip for $190 after shipping and transfer off gun broker. Jeremy Henry, what's up, dude? We also served in the Marines together. Good to see you, dude. That's sweet. That's one hell of a freaking deal. Good for you, man. Let's see here. Boop, boop. Oh, yeah, I should probably check my super chats again. Good to see you, Jeremy Henry. Hey, man, it's Focus Trip on my alternate account. You should definitely join the stream sometime, Boy Anderson. Let's do it, man. Sounds like a good time to me. Thank you. Appreciate it for the super chat, bro. What is the next best Scar equivalent. Um, well, it's hard to say the next best because that would be implying that the FAL wasn't already the best. So, you know, and more affordable. It's the FAL. All right. Okay. In all seriousness, I mean, in all seriousness, it is the FAL. So, but if you're looking for something a little bit more modern, I guess, if you're going for that, it's going to have to be something AR-10 esque. Granted, you take a look at different weapon systems like the M110, things along those lines. They had their reliability issues, sure, but I would run one of those so fast. I would love to have an actual Knights like M110. And yeah. So you're looking at probably an AR-10, but if you still want to go with something piston driven, you're looking at the FAL. You could again looking at the LMT Mars systems like their Mars H. Guys, that thing is sick. All right. Again, it's an AR-10 platform, so it doesn't take proprietary mags. It takes your regular AR-10 magazines. Short stroke, piston driven design. Like, bruh. Franklin Armory actually makes a really dope. Their Militia, is that what it is? The Militia 4 AR-10 308. I've been looking at those things. I'm like, dude, I kind of want one of those. So yeah, and I mean Daniel Defense with their DD5, they've come out. I even said come out with a quad rail, and I feel like why didn't they already have like a quad rail, like a Picatinny AR-10, and then they showed a picture of it on their Instagram. I'm like, I mean, come on, credit your boy. We got a collaboration together, so there's definitely options out there. Thanks again, Kryptonian, for the super chat. X marks the spot again. Thank you, man. Grabbed my first gunbroker purchase. Has the auction big bug bit you yet? Got a SIG 556 patrol. Nice. That's cool. Thanks again for the super chat, man, and being a member. So no, the auction bug hasn't bit me. Like, I look at things, I'm like, ooh, how have I not talked about this? Like the PTR 91s, right? There's a G3 clone. Is it still up there? Do I still have it? Yes, I do. It had 2 days left. Has the auction bug hit you? No, not really. But this one's got like only a day left on it, and I've been watching it, and it's got. I'm not telling you guys. What am I doing? Why would I tell y'all about this? Whatever. I'll tell you guys about it. I've been watching this one 14 hours, so 14 hours and 59 minutes, so 15 hours left. Starting bid is 850. It's got a buy it now price. No bids. It's got the G3 furniture, 4 magazines, and just, I mean, and not that the magazines are that big of a deal because you can find G3 mags for, I mean, at least they're cheap, right? If you're going to have a proprietary mag, at least let it be cheap. Thank God for the G3 and the PTR 91 magazines. But dude, I look at this gun and I'm like, I'm digging this gun. So it's an HK91 G3 clone, straight up. I'm looking at it and I'm like, man, if I wasn't trying to buy a tractor, I'd probably just buy that right out because that thing is sick. All right. So hey, if anybody wants to buy that, donate it to the channel or, buy that and, let me borrow it for about a month so I can get some content with it. I'll shout you out. We'll become best friends. I'll buy you a drink at SHOT Show. All right. That's if you're at SHOT Show. So there you go. Let's see. Jeremy Henry also said, is the 40 coming back? I don't know about that, man. When you got 40, I feel like it's just that misunderstood, meh. I feel like 10 millimeter. Like if you're gonna get a 40 cal, it's just because you can't make up your mind between 45 and 9 millimeter. So you can go middle path, but then there's 10 millimeter who just puts like everybody to shame. So it's like, personally, I never was a fan of 40. I just felt like it was more expensive and more snappy than it needed to be. And that's just how I feel about that. But I love 10 millimeter also, so it's like call me confused. But yeah, 40 is not coming back. I hate to break it to you. Well, be careful about, taking the Monadnock shootist's advice or opinion on anything because he thinks the scar's so superior. So, dude, I'm sorry, man. I'm just on one tonight about the scar. I'm sure this has been asked a million times. What's your opinion about the SIG safety controversy? Is it unfair? No. And here's why. I would say after a while, yeah, it was unfair. But it's kind of how they've handled things, right? Like, dude, there's obviously a problem. How are you going to have so many people, so many agencies and organizations? I mean, it's such a problem that dudes are actually committing crimes and damn near getting away with it by saying, "Oh, the gun just went off." Right? That's right? Like that's so you got a problem. And instead of owning up to it and saying, yeah, we're going to fix this, like, it ends today, um, they just gaslit everybody into thinking there isn't a problem. And then they said, don't carry with one in the chamber. What, dude? So, again, I really do think SIG makes a great product. But in this case, kind of similar to the FN, but the SCAR at least worked. I mean, when the 20S or when the 20 was originally put into action, it didn't really work. Actually, it worked too well because it was, sending more rounds than it was supposed to per trigger pull. But um, the 320, which I have one, it's right there. There's my Custom Works 320, which I have run a lot, and I've run the 320 platform a lot. Being not actually, ironically, in the Marines, I never shot the M18. 6 award expert, pistol expert, always been on the M9, never shot the M18. I've shot the M18 personally in my civilian life a lot. The M17, I've shot different variants of the 320, and I've never had a single issue with it. Never once. So personally, I don't see where all the hate's coming from. But just because I didn't have an issue doesn't mean there's not an issue, right? So that's that, honestly. And that's where we're at with that. So do I think it's unfair? No. Like own it and fix it. Don't just tell everybody you're wrong, it's your holster or whatever else. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. All right. We're going to go just for a couple more minutes here, guys. I got to get up and go help out with the kiddos. So let me get to just a couple more. Speaking of kids, Tanner says favorite kid. Yes, actually, I have a favorite son and a favorite daughter. All right, cool. If we have another kid, that's going to be a harder question to answer. Honey Badger versus Ghetto Blaster versus Sugar Weasel. Okay, so hmm. Honey Badger's cool. Honey Badger don't care. Joke's been made so many times. Ghetto Blaster, again, Noveski, making a quality product reliable. Sugar Weasel, I don't really even feel like it's kind of like, like it's the cheap Honey Badger. It's the, you know, so I don't like consider the Sugar Weasel. It's the AR-15 in 300 blackout that you can make at home. I mean, all of these technically are the 300 blackouts that you can make at home, but I don't know, the Ghetto Blaster is the one that I have the least experience with, but I believe personally would be the most reliable. Not to say that the Honey Badger and Sugar Weasel aren't, but their primary design were to be extremely lightweight and to be for like CQB low round count type of stuff. They're going to run, but I don't think it's the guns that I could run all day without a problem. I feel like I would have better luck with the Ghetto Blaster. And I love Q. Just don't get out there. All right. Where's my card, dude? Sweet. I'm going to be picking up an LWRC M6A2 testing AR this weekend. That is awesome. Very cool. And an FRT is a similar price of a run-of-the-mill AR as of today. It really is, which is crazy. So there is that. Somebody's saying LMT. I think it backs to like talking about like our LMT versus Noveski, like Noveski 6 Arc, LMT Mars 308. Rostic, greeting peeps. What's up, man? Good to see you. Both eyes open or one always both eyes open. That's it. Oh, Hodge Defense. That's also another good option. That is for sure. Clint, can I feed your chickens for ammo? At first, I read that, can I feed your chickens ammo? And I'm like, why would you do that? But for ammo, like, dude, I need ammo. So, you know, Steve is saying, do a surprise guest appearance back on Classic Firearms. I mean, just go like spam their comment section, okay? Just go do that. That's all. All right, guys. Hey, I need to go ahead and call it a night there. Um, all right, really quick though, because I'm buddies with Alex Stein, this question got me. What's your opinion on big booty Latinas? Should we only deport the ugly ones? You got to save the BBLs. All right, you got to save the BBLs. And Alex Stein's favorite BBL is AOC, you know? And so I think she's going to be the exception though. She's going to be the only BBL that should get deported. Okay, guys, we're done. All right, I'm out. That's hilarious if you ask me. And I absolutely love Alex Stein. So there we go, guys. Y'all have a good one. I'm calling it here. God bless y'all. And we will see you next time.